Hi everyone, I wanted to jump on here really quick to talk about something that has been such a recent favorite. Although I guess you can't really call it a recent favorite because it has been in my possession for over I'm gonna go as far as to say 20 years, which is really scary to say. And I am talking about this super cute handy camcorder, whatever you wanna call it. And it is very trendy right now to have all these older recording devices. Such an oldie but a goodie, and I feel like it's been neglected for so long in my household. This is kind of, I guess you can say, where it all began, where my love for making videos started, because this was actually my grandmother's and she loved filming everything, documenting everything growing up, so that really translated over to me. I still have all the other parts that go with it, and I will get into that later in the video. Everything will just come together, and it's just the perfect thing to get that exact Y2K look that you might be looking for. So let's talk about it in this video. First of all, as someone who is constantly taking footage and always wanting to be on the go with my gear, this is the perfect device for me to take around just on a casual day when I want to record something, but I don't want to use my phone. Okay, and I will also get into that of how to emulate this look later. Let's go in the order of things first. This has been my recent favorite of maybe the last 2 months or so device to just play around with and bring with me. It is such a good size. First of all, it's my hand size. Okay, my hands are not the biggest. 1, 2, it is not heavy at all. Really lightweight. Also, can I just mention the fact that this has a flip screen? My current camera that I'm using to record all of this and all of my YouTube videos and also just all of my other work is with this camera, and it does not have a flip screen. You would think that that's not that big of a deal, right? When I first got this camera, I was like, you know what? I can survive without a flip screen. No. Even this, look at this. Look, I don't know how or why you would need to stick it back here like this, but you can. Okay, this device is called the SONY Handycam DCR SR42. I will also write it here or link it in the description or whatever, okay? For how old this device is, the quality is surprisingly so good. You can take stills with this camera, and also the amount of zoom that you can get is pretty phenomenal. Let me show you over here. I remember really loving how satisfying this zoom toggle is. You slip your hand in here, and I won't do that currently because I literally just painted my nails right before this video. I am going to an event later, and I am very much considering taking this with me. So if I do that, I will also show you guys the footage so you can see it in action. Okay, so the thing is, this doesn't fit in your pocket like a phone, right? It's very much in your face, but I feel like that's kind of okay too. Let me just show you how it functions. So on the back over here, you have your on and off button. Flick that on, and then it'll do this really satisfying, cute sound. Listen. That is so cute, is it not? It's just so cute. I love it so much. Also, mind you, okay, maybe I'll just record it like this to show you guys. You press the back over here to start recording, which, by the way, also very cute sound effect. Good job, Sony. Now we have this. Recording, just like this. I'm pretty sure the mic is on the side over here. This is how it looks straight from the camera. Honestly, the color profile on this, not bad at all. Guys, I cannot emphasize how much I cannot do this with my current camera and how important it is to have a flip screen function, especially if you're a YouTuber, if you're a vlogger, if you just like to make your own content. Oh my God, this is such a key game changer. And the fact that I can stretch my hand out so easily, my tiny little hand and my tiny little wrist is safe from the weight of tech gear, which I recently had actually injured it a little bit. You know how makeup channels will have oh, my November favorite, and I constantly think about that, but I'm like, why don't we have a girly cute version of that, but with tech gear or just content creator stuff, you know? So this is my current November favorite. As a content creator who constantly loves to experiment with different types of styles and stylized effects, and I'm constantly trying to look for new ways of how to elevate my content, make it more interesting. I wanted that kind of old-timey Y2K. Oh, saying that really bothers me, but you know what? For the purpose of what I'm talking about, this topic, and for digestibility, I guess I will say Y2K or retro, which is is my life, my childhood retro. But I was kind of tired of always trying to emulate that in post with a high functioning system or program like maybe Final Cut Pro or DaVinci or whatever, because that just takes up so much energy from my computer and my soul. And I was like, wait a second. And so rediscovering my love for this handycam has been pretty wonderful. It stops me from overanalyzing and overthinking and just wanting it to be the best. What is the word I'm looking for? Oh, it's at the tip of my tongue, whatever. Oh, curated. I think especially when you are in the content creation world, everything just becomes so high pressure and you want everything to be perfect. Making content becomes work, and at some point the line gets a little bit blurred where you kind of just forget how actually fun it is to play around. And so just bringing this around with me without my big camera, whatever lenses and all that stuff, it sort of revived the sense of like playfulness with the things that I want to shoot. On top of that, I feel like it really allows me to find the little like beauties around me. Ah, it's so good. This is also touchscreen, and then for some reason there is also this like zoom in and out literal button over here, and then like the recording button as well. I'm not too sure why they have multiple options of the same function, but we'll take it. When I did have to revive this, I had to change out the battery, so I actually got this chunkier one that is supposed to last like an hour and a half. Thankfully, Sony still definitely has a manual page on their website for this exact camera, which is really great. And if you learn other things about it, please do share. I'm pretty sure you cannot record onto an SD card, and I learned it in a longer way than I should have. I realized that the SD card that I did have, first of all, was like probably like 10 GB or something crazy like that. You have to use a micro SD adapter, so I thought I was really clever with this. Oh wait, the original one was definitely not 10 GB. 5.3 something nonsense that would not hold up today, okay? This one is 16 GB. It's not the biggest, but I was also like, let me just test this out first. The caveat about this camera is that because it is old, me going through all the settings, the manual, everything online, I think I've concluded that, yeah, you cannot put your video recordings onto the SD card, but you can put your photos onto it. However, because your video recordings cannot go onto the SD card, it will remain in your camcorder. I'm still trying to figure out what the capacity storage is for how much footage you can keep on your camcorder until you need to like transfer it. So my best advice is to just transfer, just like how you would format your SD card for your regular camera. Just pop it on over to your computer and you're good to go. You actually have to dock it. So the whole thing kind of comes with different parts and it's a little bit cumbersome. And you plug the dock into a power source and then you plug this in on top of that. Then you have to wire that dock to your computer via USB. If you've bought this off like eBay or whatever secondhand place, make sure that you buy that dock as well, because that seems to be quite important. I know it's a little bit tedious, but I swear it is so worth it, because watching your footage through your computer after it's like come out of this format, it feels so good. Mind you, the format in this is definitely not like 16:9 or whatever aspect ratio that we film on these days. I should know this. It's more square than that. Oh my god, the technical wording that I'm using to describe all of this, you'll get it. You guys get it. You don't need me to go through the technicalities. You can watch some other video on that. This is literally my profession. You know what? I was just very excited about like raving about this camera to you that I didn't bother like scripting this video at all or like writing down notes. I was literally just like, I'm just gonna tell my subscribers about this, so if they ever are looking for like some throwback nostalgic piece of recording device, like let's talk about it. We're just gonna talk about it here. And because you're my subscribers, you already know that if you don't want to get this specific device, of course I have a free version of how you can emulate this on your phone, and we are gonna go get into that right now. Today we're gonna be using a free app. It's called CapCut. If you haven't heard yet, I have an entire section on my channel just completely dedicated to teach you how to do free mobile editing. Also, if you enjoy these kind of videos where you learn about cool effects, cool transitions, or anything to do with mobile video editing, I have been brewing in the lab a mobile video editing course where we go through everything you could possibly need to know about mobile video editing, from the foundation of editing to specific types of effects that you see and you're like, how did they do that? We go through that, to exclusive tutorials that I will have on there. It's all gonna be in this program. I'll explain more and what's in the program as time goes on, so make sure to sign up for the waitlist link down below. Open up a new project in CapCut and import your footage. Today I'll be using this clip over here, and if you don't know who this is, this is a clip of an artist called David, and he is just so incredibly talented, and I had the opportunity to go see him over the weekend, so and then I wanted to like post about it on my stories and potentially make a little reel about it, and I just really wanted that camcorder effect, and I really wish that I brought my handy cam there that day, and it just so happened I did not because I wasn't thinking. So I was like, and all we're gonna do is go down to this toolbar over here, come to effects, video effects, and you will see a plethora of options there. Just so happens there's a tab called retro. The first effect that we're gonna use is called 90s. So we're gonna layer a little bit of different ones so that it can have this like fuller look to it, okay? 90s over here, it kind of gives this like mattified look for the whole effect. So you can see the difference between turning off the filter and turning it on. Press the tick, and now you have this for your timeline. You can see the difference over here already. These are the adjustments that I use. You can copy it exactly if you want, where I have the filter on around like 24 or even like lower than that because I didn't want the colors to completely wash out before I added the other effects as well. And everything else is like around 50. Tap out of that 90s effect and then you will see the video effects come back again. Press on it, come back to the retro, and we are gonna use one called retro DV. Now this gives a very like VHS kind of vibe. This is the adjustment that I used: 15 for blur, 26-ish for speed, around 40 for filter, and then not too sharp because I feel like a lot of these old retro effects have this sharpness option and I just don't want it to be like looking like this where it's a little bit kind of crazy. So like around here I feel like is good. This retro DV also has this little mini flicker effect and I feel like that kind of adds to this feeling as well. Come into chrome blur and it has this surrounding blurry effect, but it's kind of like a little bit like trippy as well. And then I don't want to have it super high up, maybe around like 12, so it just is very subtle, but then all of it stacked together kind of adds into this whole feeling. Play around with the filters, you can add more or less in it if you want so that you can have the exact vibe that you want, but I feel like these main three, when you put it together, it really gives this overall nice feeling of like a certain effect, a filter that the video has on it. I'm really happy with this, and then you can use this for your story as well. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram for updates and videos just like this. I'm cooking up in the drafts a little cutesy reel of footage that I have taken with this camera, and I'm really excited for it. So don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out my shorts to see the final result. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Don't forget to sign up in the waitlist down below if you are interested in committing to becoming a better content creator and a video editor, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!